Hello, Peter here with Team VCG. We played Masters Nationals this past weekend, and I got top 8, and we'll jump right into the deck list. Saturday, I was playing Goku Yellow U7, comboed Yellow U7, draw 1, Awaken, same thing on the backside, but you have an activate main, just switch a Goku, switch a rest card, draw. You guys get the point with this leader. So, we're going to start off with my 3 secret rares. We got Gogeta, the dual name, and the one of limited now 6 drop. Self-explanatory, negates a card. Your boss monster, explanatory. I decided to play Gogeta this past weekend just because I felt like in my playstyle I would have managed a better mid to long game, and I couldn't. I also felt like some decks are also starting to slow down. So that's why this deck I felt was pretty good. And then Gogeta just helps finish that end game type of situation there. And then we'll go ahead and start off with the yellow U7 package. We got the 4 Piccolos, the 4 Gohans, the 4 18s, the 4 17s. Basic yellow U7 package. When you combo with them, Z charge them. If there's a U7, you draw 1. Pretty self-explanatory. Nothing more needs to be said about these. And then onto my utility, I was playing 4 of the Vegeta and 3 of the red hair. Vegeta, 4 of it, simple, switch something to rest mode. This one would slow down Unisons, or even if they kept a battle card, this would just switch it to rest mode. Went with 3 red hairs. Red hair KOs a card in rest mode. I might have jumped this up. I think in the future I might play 4 of these. Blue hair is really only good into a more Unison based meta, but we were making the call that there was going to be more Vegetas than blue in the meta. So that's why 3 red hairs. Might bump it up to 4. And then we jump onto our 4 of the Goku 4 drop. This card, very good. Pay 1, switch a card to rest mode, ignoring barrier, draw 1. Pairs very well with the leader to either do either a hand rip and a burn, a pseudo burn. But we have a Z extra to do the actual burn, but we'll talk about that later. This card was very good. Played it on turn 3 every time. Made him lose a card from hand. I even played against, I believe it was Kano, and I burnt his SCR the first time. It's insane value this card could get. And we'll jump onto our utility card. So 3 of Majin Vegeta. Would play 4, but I think this card is slowly starting to lose value because it only has Servant. So the Broly matchup, it gets rest mode on play, does not do anything. It is a double striker that is pay 1, draw 1, so it is pretty good. I'd recommend still keeping it at 3. We got 2 Friezas and 3 Janimbas. So, Frieza was really more of a meta call because we assumed Vegeta, and guess what Vegeta has to play? All Saiyan, so this becomes a pay 1, draw 1, 25k dual attack almost. And then Janimba was really for that Nova matchup because they always make a Sin barrier turn 2. And this was the only way we can pop it safely. Yes, we do have to tap out for it sometimes, but that's what we have to do in this matchup. And plus, it also just has more utility, still being a dual attack. Deciding when we get a combo with our leaders, very essential. And then we'll move on to our Floodgate. So we're playing 2 Bardoks and 2 Vegetos. So Bardock was really more for black and more that green matchup where sometimes they didn't want to lose their Unison or throw anything in rest mode into the drop. But it has been getting worse because people are starting to play more of the time bullets, or even in the yellow mirror they're starting to play more T-blows. Vegetos, classic Floodgate, affects non-leaders, so leader swings are still good. But it's just being on a counter play versus a counter attack makes them have to maybe devote an energy before even committing a swing, which might make a difference. And then we go on to our super combos. So I went on a split of 1 Hercule and 3 Backbones. So 3 backbones because it's still a U7, so it would still trigger off of your other yellow U7 cantrips and all that stuff. I went with the 1 Hercule because it was saved for those like weird turns where like if they swung and they were expecting me to combo with the U7, I would just combo with this and like still save my yellow U7 combos for the rest of the turn. And just also being able to bottom deck and draw 2 sometimes is like really like much more efficient than like just doing a draw 1. So moving on to our extras, we got 1 Final Flash, 3 Nimbus, 2 Time Magic, and a Release from Evil. So 3 Nimbus, self-explanatory, best Floodgate for yellow because it can't get interacted anyway except for a counter or the new blue Vegeta. Time Magic was for like that early game of like if they had a barrier card or early dual attack, it was just to get like just to stop it from restanding. Release from Evil was more for like the Unison based deck, so like the new Jiren, if you do this on their Unison, it literally it stops their permanent, it doesn't let them restand it, and it's just a 10k swinging at you, and this like really helped for those like Unison base. We as a team decided that Final Flash should still get added back, just because during that Friday, so the day before the Nats, it was ruled that any cards that gain skills, if it gets its skills negated, no matter what, won't get its skills back. So for example, like Broly Vigor from the new Broly deck, if it gains like all the skills, I Final Flash it, it got ruled that it will not get any of those skills back no matter what. And that's why we went with the 1 of. And that's it for the extras. Then we go to the best of 3 like deck building. So we went with the 1 Trusted Ally just for that green matchup, free discard, draw 1, Cunning just to respect the Broly matchup because Broly's were playing both Bulma and the Shenron Wish Granter, and yellow just can't compete with it if like it goes unanswered. The 1 Coit, Coit does feel really good, but in most yellow decks and like often I just like couldn't find the time to ever like pay for it, but it was better, like safer to have it than like to not have it. The 1 Overwhelm, decided to go with Heated just for a taller body. I think we just valued the taller body and just a higher body like removal versus the wide. The 1 T-Blow for the yellow mirror or maybe even like the blue. Self-explanatory. And 1 Begrudging Ally. This was for the Oceanus and other types of floodgates like that. Never came up for me though, but it was again just better to have it than to not. And then, oh yeah, sorry, this was off to the side. And the card that should get banned because of a bunch of ruling issues that came up is Annihilation. The 1 in the main deck. Nothing else to say about this card. It's just a broken card, especially paired up with our Gogeta SCR and then the 6-drop right behind that. Yeah, it's like a 1-turn kill combo type of situation, and because we draw so much, we're always gonna find it. And then we'll jump over into the Z deck first. So the 2 Commandment Mighty Blast. Again, 1 just to play early when you like, it's just that nice to have, and it does switch something to rest mode, and it's a free not a free Final Flash, but it's a Final Flash without it being a like from a hand resource. And then the second one, like my teammate says, Dane, just 1 to push and to finish the game. I went with the 1 Goku's Kamehameha. There were certain situations where sometimes, like my 4-drop, let me see if I could get it. My 4-drop Goku barrier, like 2 of them would just like live off the board, or like I could pair it up with the Ultimate Duo, and like they just get the 5k, and I could like blow it, send it away, and then give something critical, and it was just a nice combo to have. And like sometimes again you just have 2 of these on board and they're just suddenly a 25k pusher, which like 25k is that good number. Next we got the 1 of Omen. This one is just to pair up with the 6-drop and it beans your leader for a turn cycle. I did this combination once, but then do be careful because the auto off of this is a mandatory 2 life. So if you're at 2 life or less and you play the 6-drop and you burn this effect, you can get sharked and say, hey, you have to burn your 2 life, and then you lose the game because you burned yourself down to death. do be careful about that. The one of Finals Kamehameha, just another version of Omen comeback basically, just to buff your 6-drop. This one also just warp something during the activate battle. Just supposed to be combined with the 6-drop to make it just a bigger body overall. The one of Kamehameha, the one that's been limited, this is the burn, paired up with the 4-drop and your leader ability. So this is like a hand control, and then this is what actually burns, because once that happens you can burn this from the field, and then you get to pick a life and send it to their Z extra. Also works as a final flash as well, except it doesn't go through barrier, and that has come up certain times where you would just do this to negate a card on their skills, or negate a skill on their card. Oh, and yeah, more importantly, this card affects Unisons. Doing this to like threaten like negating a Unison skill was very important. My last game I was debating making this or the final flash should stop Hector's Jiren auto from going off, but no, it's all activate battle, so you just did it on the first swing anyways. And then what really saved me this weekend was the Unison package. The Kaioken, just for the 4, pay 4, gives it double. The 1/1, this like our Oolong, plus 0 gets 10, so it's a 15k swing. And then what really changed this weekend was the new addition of the new Tapion. So because I played it more control, I would often have more energy, and also paired up with the Gogeta SCR, like you would just have like free energy to spend, and you would just pay 2 and then pay 3, and all of a sudden this is a 315k swing that you can still combo on top of. So like for example in the yellow mirror against Nova, they would Nimbus you and you just go, okay, here's 3 15s, and then all of a sudden they, you know, have 3 more swings to deal with, and you probably still have more markers, so you can make even more, threaten with other Unisons, and like just push around floodgates that people don't usually expect you to be able to push around. So that was my 60 card list, and then we'll jump right into the, let me see here, into the Z deck, or the side deck, before I jump into more of my matchups. Just more one-ofs, or more additional cards. So these are more additionals. Yellow, if I expect a lot of dual attackers or just annoying barriers, just negate, keep in rest mode. More floodgates if I'm expecting more, if they have more answers to my Bardox and my Vegito. Another release for those Unisons. Second Annihilation for like that red matchup, red Vegeta especially. Yep, enough said about those. And then we'll jump into the Hand Destruction, the Quoits, the second Cunning. Again, just to answer more of that color for green, for Cooler Mill, or like maybe even blue. Respect for the Broly. The 2 more Bardox. This was also to kind of help answer with like Unison based decks, because if they swung with the Unison, you play the Bardock, they wouldn't usually be able to keep swinging because they would have to like lose something else of value. We went with 2 Frost. This is just answer the mill. We draw a ton. We're also running full 60, but it doesn't hurt to just have that anti-mill and be able to save a card here and there. And this card also does bring back our 6-drop. So if like our 6-drop gets milled, we can put it back with this, and like we'll just draw again to the bottom and hopefully get it back that way. The 1-up Death Blaster. This was saved a lot for Cooler, because we were expecting a bunch of the Broly players to be on Radiant and Cooler, and like I just can't afford getting my hand ripped down to 5 and then playing with all the Z energy I just generated. So like you would have to just pass with often 3-up once you've hit that 4 energy mark, and just have a Death Blaster ready for that matchup. And then the one-off tech that I didn't use really at all this weekend, and I would actually change this to be maybe even a 3rd Frieza, is Prideful Transformation. We knew that a lot of the cards being played in this meta today did not have Deflect, and just being able to play it to start it off in rest mode might have like made their turns like a little bit more like annoying to start with. But I never started with the Unison because like people just get rid of the Unisons right away anyways. So I would probably switch this over to maybe even a 3rd Frieza, just making it a meta call essentially. So that's it for my list. Let me think. So on Friday, that day before, I actually was playing Vegeta, and I did not do very good. And then Sublett won with Yellow U7, and my entire team was like, "Dude, you should play Yellow U7." And I was like, that carried me. I was like, "No, like, dude, like, don't make me play U7." I just didn't want to play it, but my team, helped me build the deck. We put it together and just played it. I'm very comfortable with this deck. Played a bunch of Vegetas. I honestly don't remember who I played, but I just played a bunch of Vegetas, I think. And then also played against Dame, so we had a team kill. I lost because I pushed a little bit too far and he capitalized it. So congrats on him, he beat me. Went to top 16, beat the cost. Very good player, very good Nova player. We kind of ran into that weird late game where we were just passing with 3-2 energy open, and he just did a push turn. I was able to survive it, and I just had a crack back with the Gogeta. I made again 19, not 19, but 10 markers, and then I had the Unison to push around the Nimbus Floodgate, and that won me the game. And then my next round after top cut, after the cost, was I believe Hector Moyano. He played Red Vegeta. Super close game. We were really back and forth. Kind of did the same game plan where Gogeta Annihilation. He couldn't floodgate me with with Dance, but he was teching the Gohan where you combo and your leader is a mono red U7. He gets an additional 1k, and that's how he won because he beat me by 1k. I comboed on the Turtleless Unison to 25, and he comboed it to 26, and that's how he got it. And I think he got 4th overall, into top cut. But yeah, that's my Yellow U7 list. It was just a meta call. It's really good into Vegeta if you know how to play against that matchup. But otherwise, that's pretty much all I got, and I'll see you guys next time.